It's likely that by 2050, the world's population will reach 9.8 billion people, and all those people have to eat. There are countless campaigns, organizations, businesses, government programs, and people dedicated to tackling the issue of food security, attempting to make food accessible for all and sustainable for our planet. Every year for the last 45 years, on October 16th, there is a global push to raise awareness about international campaigns to end hunger. This got me thinking about my relationship with food security, and more importantly, the Canadian food system's relationship with it. Canada has been called the breadbasket of the world. Now that's a pretty big basket. So I wondered, how did we earn this title? How are we addressing food insecurity locally and globally? I learned some surprising things, and I'm going to unpack it all for you in this video and share some ways that you can help. My name is George Hudson. I'm a chef and host of Great Tastes. I think it's important for everyone to understand where their food comes from and the impact of how food is grown, prepared, and shared. Thanks to our sponsors, including Manitoba pulse and soybean growers and Manitoba egg farmers, we have the opportunity to share these meaningful stories with you, our audience. World Food Day was created by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. This is an organization that has been fighting food insecurity for 80 years. The FAO was established in 1945 and has spearheaded global efforts to defeat hunger and enhance food security in 130 countries worldwide. I am proud that Canada is an active partner and donor to their mission. But here's the hard truth, we can't slow down now. In 2023 alone, between 713 and 757 million people may have faced hunger. That's 1 out of 11 people in the world. Food insecurity is defined as a chronic inability to access nutritious foods and to acquire it in a socially acceptable manner. This can be caused by a multitude of factors, including poverty, political instability, war and unrest, climate change, food deserts or food swamps, mental health challenges, and so much more. It is true that food insecurity is disproportionately impacting children, but it doesn't stop there. Seniors, veterans, women, immigrants, college students, people living in northern and remote communities, refugees, and even pets can face food insecurity. Canada grows a lot of food, and our abundance is a global lifeline. Our vast, ideal climate and fertile soils help us to produce more food than our small population needs. So what isn't consumed in Canada is exported to other countries. Take beans, for example. Manitoba, along with Ontario, is one of the largest dry bean producers in Canada. Manitoba farmers are sustainably producing more high-quality pulse and soybean crops than we can consume domestically, and 80% of what is produced here is sold for export. Dry beans are a perfect candidate for the export market because they have a long shelf life and can be easily transported with little waste. They are an affordable source of protein and an accessible, nutrient-dense option. Manitoba beans are in demand across the globe, with markets like Mexico, Great Britain, the EU, and US being particularly large customers. I like to think of myself as someone who focuses on food accessibility when I cook. I'm passionate about preparing simple meals using affordable ingredients. But growing up, commercials showing malnourished children in far-off places shaped my narrow view of food insecurity. Today, I see it differently. It is not a distant problem, but one that can affect people in my own community. Since immigrating to Canada when I was 16, I've been fascinated by the vast agricultural landscape and abundance of local foods that we have access to. Or do we? I was surprised to learn that in 2024, 25.5% of people in the 10 provinces live in a food insecure household. That amounts to approximately 10 million people, including 2.5 million children, living in households that struggle to afford the food that they need. That means that 1 in every 4 people you interact with every day could be living a battle you know nothing about. someone in your life is utilizing a food bank and you just don't know it. In Manitoba, 100,000 people rely on a food bank each month. Demand for food banks across the province has grown by 150% since 2020. The 170 families who produce eggs in Manitoba saw the growing need for fresh, nutritious protein. Through their industry organization, the Manitoba Egg Farmers, they have committed to bi-weekly egg donations to Harvest Manitoba, equaling 45,000 eggs per month. These efforts are made possible thanks to a purchasing agreement with Burnbrae Farms, a local processor, and it will ensure a reliable and cost-effective supply of eggs for Harvest Manitoba's 380 agency partners, including more than 86 food banks across Winnipeg, rural Manitoba, and as far north as Thompson. This is just one example of the ways in which the agricultural community is doing its part to try and end hunger in this province. Food banks are vital right now, but what else can we do to help solve this problem? Much of the current research and traditional Indigenous wisdom supports a more holistic approach. Community gardens, funding for infrastructure and winter roads, and sharing traditional knowledge and Indigenous foodways with the next generation all play a role in achieving food justice for everyone. I find it hard to imagine a life without access to nutritious food. It means less opportunities for connection, lost rituals, and family traditions. Access to nutritious food is one of the social determinants of health, and we seem to be making strides in the right direction when it comes to school meal programs and diversification across the food system. But we can and should do more. No one should go hungry, not here at home or around the world. We provided a list of resources in the description, including some ideas for how you can observe World Food Day on October 16th, and how we can all do our part to address the problem locally and globally. If you want to learn more about Canadian agriculture's role in fighting food insecurity on the world stage, check out these stories. Thanks for watching and for caring about where your food comes from and who it reaches.